Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tarot Tuesday. I was having some problems with my camera focusing, so hopefully it stays focused. So we are still learning about the court cards, and um, the video that I did last week was about kind of like the personalities of the court cards, and then who in my life um, might show some of those qualities. Um, people I'm close to. So I did that, and that was really fun. And I did that on camera last week. So this week we're going to learn to get to know the court cards a little better through a court card party. So in her book, she writes, so I'm using the Tarot for Yourself. I have the 35th anniversary edition. It's a workbook for the Inward Journey by Mary K. Greer. And that is the book that I've been using to help me learn the tarot. And in full transparency, I'm supposed to be doing a deck and walk. I am two decans behind, and I have not worked with my cards besides what I did last week or the week before. So it's been 2 full weeks since I've used my cards. So, and that is kind of what happens to me with tarot, is that other things take priority, and I'm fine with that. I still want to learn them and I still want to work with them, but I do have other things that just take priority for me. Creating, being in my art room, making journals for the Cancer Care Center, all of that stuff kind of supersedes tarot learning. But I am committed to coming to you every week and learning along with you is kind of how I am doing that. So I want to let you know I also already have a candle lit, so it is out here. And so let's get started. So in the book, she says, now it's time to meet the court card personalities. Pull out the 16 court cards in your deck and spread them randomly in front of you. Imagine that they are people at a party. Okay, that's kind of fun. So I did pull this close, but I'm going to pull it back a little bit just so we can hopefully see all of the cards. We'll see. I don't want them to be out of range. I'm going to pull it up just a little bit more. Okay. Okay, so there they all are. I think you can see most of them. And so the first, so basically it's like you're at a party and all these people are here. And the first one is, I feel attracted to, and let's see. Okay, so right off, this one, Page of Cups. They look fun. They look whimsical. There's a fish coming out of their cup, which I find very intriguing. I've pulled this card before. So the message on it is love messages, playfulness, emotional intelligence, inner child. So this is who I would be attracted to. So I'm going to go ahead and write Page of Cups. here. And the next question is, I would like to avoid I think I would like to avoid this guy, Knight of Swords. He looks pretty determined, and he looks like he's raring for a fight and on his way to do some damage. So that is my reasoning for that one. So Knight of Swords. And I feel uncomfortable with so thinking that I'm at a party and, meeting some people for the first time, I am uncomfortable in that setting. I am uncomfortable with Queen of Cups here. And the reason being is we are at a party and she looks very sad to me, very contemplative. I just, I know it sounds awful, but in a party setting, I don't want to get bogged down with, someone's, you know, woes or whatever is going on. So, and these are just my complete knee-jerk reactions. I feel uncomfortable with Queen of Cups. I think I'm just uncomfortable with showing negative emotion during a party, I guess. So I feel happy and talkative with It doesn't say if you can pull two or more or pull the same card twice. I don't know. So I feel happy and talkative with, I think, Queen of Wands here. And I already did draw her before. So ambition, confidence, self-assurance, step into your power, cultivate intuitive powers. So I just think a few things about her. She has a cat, and I like kitties. She has a pretty sunflower. She looks very approachable. She looks like she would have some interesting stories, and so that's why I picked Queen of Wands. I feel a secrecy and solitude about. A secrecy and solitude. This one, don't know why. I think the solitude. So if it's a party, and I'm just thinking if it was an indoor party and she is sitting outside, just, yeah, she looks a little secretive and definitely solitary. So dependability, generosity, nurturing energy, care for body and home. Interesting. So that's Queen of Pentacles. I feel a secrecy and solitude about. These seem aloof or rude. These seem aloof or rude. I think this Knight of Pentacles. He's on his horse. You know, he hasn't like made an effort to join the party. Rude. Like he could be waving some financial gain in someone's face, holding the coin there. The words say responsibility, long-term abundance, don't rush the process. So Knight of Pentacles is they seem aloof or rude. I feel welcomed and warmed by. Maybe. Excuse me. Not him. I'm going to have to go back to Page of Cups again. For the same reason. They just look inviting and happy, and they want to share their fish with me, and yeah, so Page of Cups again. Okay. It says to understand the personalities of these court cards even better, pick 2 court card figures who might be dynamically attracted to each other. Imagine a dialogue between them about some provocative subject. Write it out on another sheet of paper. So I think these two, Knight of Cups and Queen of Cups. And I think because they're facing each other, the Knight looks like he's bringing, he's going to cross the river because the river's going through here, and then the river's here. Yeah, so I will do this exercise off camera, but I'm going to write down the Knight of Cups and Queen of Cups. Provocative subject. That should be interesting. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so then the next thing says, understanding the court cards. The following stimulates the intuitive images you can have of another person. I have adapted this exercise for use with tarot cards from Francis Vaughan, Awakening Intuition. I think that's his book, or her book, from Doubleday Press, 1979. And it says, first pick a court card that interests you. Write down spontaneously and without inner criticism the first image that emerges. Okay, so the court card I pick for this, pick a court card that interests you. I'm going with Queen of Wands. The court card I picked for this exercise is Queen of Wands. If this person If the person in this card were an animal, what type of animal would it be? What type of plant would it be? Oh, that's so interesting because there's a cat here and there's a sunflower. So right off, that's what I'm picking. They would be a cat and a sunflower. And I did not read ahead. I did not know that would be that. And then it says, if this person were a landscape, what would it be like? It would be like a field of flowers. I'm just going first thing that pops into my head. Yeah, because it says write down spontaneously and without inner criticism the first image that emerges. If this person were a body of water, what kind would it be? She would be a pond. Pond. How deep would the water be? Less than 10 feet. How clear? Pretty clear, even though it's a pond. Clear. What temperature? Cool, like 68 degrees. Describe its movement. Little movement. From a tiny brook. Okay. If this person were light, it would be what color? Yellow. What intensity? Bright. If this person were a geometric symbol, what would it be? I don't know why I thought this, but triangle came into my head. Don't know why. First thing that I thought of. If this person were a type of music, what would it be like? Pop music. If this person were a tool, what would it be? It would be a small hand shovel. Wow. That's crazy. And that was very fun. Oh, there's more. If this person were a character in history, who would it be? Amelia Earhart. I don't know where this camp comes from. What? Don't know. So crazy. How would you visualize this person as a little child? Happy, playful, and oh, what's a word? So I have happy, playful, and strong. What is this person's energy field like? The energy is bright, energetic, content, playful. What is the energy field like between you and this person? The energy between us is warm and caring. Take a few minutes to be quiet and receptive to any images that may emerge spontaneously as you continue to focus your attention on the figure in the card. Write down any additional images that emerge. Describe how you resemble the card you drew. How are you unlike it? And then it says, if you enjoyed this and it worked for you, repeat this exercise with more or even all of the court cards. Use the court card images chart as a place to record your answers and give opportunity to compare and contrast your images. Some of the court cards will be easier to get a handle on if you contrast them with others. For instance, how is the Knight of Wands different from the King of Wands? And how would you express this difference in terms of two different kinds of animals? Interesting. I am not going to do that for every court card. I am going to try and do this to take a few moments to be quiet and receptive. Just initially, images that emerge, sunshine, warmth. How do you resemble the card you drew? Yeah, I'll have to think about that one. How are you unlike it? I feel like how I'm unlike it is that I would be sitting, this card, I can't see any water in this card. I see some mountains and hills and then some land over here. So I would be near water. I might also be holding like a bouquet of flowers instead of just one. Okay, that's fun. And then here we have the court card images thing. So, King of Wands, animal, plant, landscape. So this kind of makes it easy, so I might do this. We'll have to wait and see how ambitious I am and how much time I want to dedicate to it. Okay, so then the next week will be the 3 modes of tarot. So we got through that. So I hope you enjoyed that. I thought it was really fun. Of course, I was doing it. If you have the book, I suggest you do this. It didn't take long. So however long this video is, that's how long it took. And yeah, so that's all that I have for today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And remember to be good to yourself and be kind to each other. And I will